You are listening to the Postcast presented by the Locked Senators podcast, following a 5-1 loss to kick off a 4-game road trip to the San Jose Sharks. I'm Ross Levitan alongside Brandon Pillar. We're about to bring in a very special guest, but Pilsy, as always, we need your initial reaction following tonight's game.
It's Groundhog Day for your Ottawa Senators. Another 5-1 loss, another game where they have to switch goalies not even halfway through the game. The Sens seem like they're going to come through this time. Nope, don't fall for that trick, guys, because that is not happening. I'm running out of words, Ross. For a daily podcast that covers this team, it is increasingly difficult to find hope in this team when nothing can go right. Like, the stink around this team is starting to go real foul here. It's getting disgusting, the stink on this team. Like, the San Jose, like, losing 5-1 to the New Jersey Devils is one thing, but losing 5-1 to the San Jose Sharks is another.
And the San Jose Sharks had one win in 10 home games coming into tonight. And after the first period, you're feeling good. Although it's tied, you're probably thinking, Sens had the better.
The Sens were winning 1-1 after the first. Absolutely.
And it all fell apart from there. Cam Talbot gets pulled after he allowed 4 saves, 3 goals against. When it's that close of a ratio, you deserve a little pause. 571 save percentage. Anton Forsberg came in, made some nice saves, but all in all, this was just a poor defensive effort. I don't even want to pin it on Cam Talbot, but he takes the blame, and the Senators have now pulled their goalie in back-to-back games, with the season really hanging in the balance if we're still doing that charade, because the way they're playing, it's lottery pick season already here as we hit November 22nd, the early mornings of. Now, the question I did ask on Twitter, I think I teased that right off the bat, is what's going to happen first if the season still goes this way? A major personnel change, I think we're all looking in the direction behind the bench for this, or a team sale. We're through 400 votes, a 50.1% versus 49.9%. So we'll monitor that as we go through this game. Now, we got a very special guest to get to as well on the Postcast, which will have a sponsor soon. It's our friend of the show, at Spoke Z. You know him as the Sicko from Twitter. Buddy, we had so much fun with you on the Postcast last year. Welcome to Sens Hockey. I know you're locked in. You had the notepad out for this one, hey?
Still got it out. I'm embarrassed. I really hyped this one up. I had a couple pops last night. I was messaging you boys. Get me on there. I'll turn this season around. My friends were like, yo, what are you doing tonight? I was like, I'm turning the franchise around. And now here we are. I'm sitting here like an idiot with a pen in my hand for no reason. I'm upset. I'm upset.
Yeah, it really fell apart there in the second period. Hey, like after the first, are you agreeing with Pilsy? You're feeling like the boys are winning 1-1?
Oh my God. I was just sitting there like, oh yeah, no, they might put up 10 tonight. Like, there's no way.
Right?
Come on.
You don't know. It just fell apart.
He's a Vezina candidate after tonight. The Sens make every goalie in the league look like they're the next coming of Dominic Hasek.
Well, that's what I'm sitting there like, oh my God, like, this is the old Minnesota Wild tandem going head to head here. Talbot gets pulled in 8 seconds.
True.
And like Cunning's got points. And I'm just sitting here like, dude, what just happened in that second period? Like, the Castellic fight was sick. Love that he came in like 1,000 miles an hour on that forecheck. I was like, oh, he has to fight somebody. And he just pounds that dude. And like, nothing happened. Like, it's better than like when Austin Watson goes seatbelt mode and just like goes along for a ride. I was like, all right, like the boys just watched someone like pound someone's head and they're gonna be fired up. And it was just like, all right, well,
nothing.
Let's try to win this game, I guess.
The problem is, Z, they had a couple opportunities right after the fight. Carlson has a turnover. Brady gets a wrister off the rush. But there's no second chances. And then right after, Timmy gets that load of speed. You tweeted out that he EK6-5'd himself. Yeah. But or he did it to the man himself in Carlson. But after those 2 opportunities didn't go in, it's almost like, all right, well, we tried. We had our chance. Now let's just fold the tent and really let it slide. I mean, to me, the TSN turning point here is when Nick Holden's deeper in the crease than Cam Talbot on a point shot. Like, what are we doing?
They were just like running around the defensive zone at one point. Like, it was just like, I mean, they were mesmerized by EK. He was in sicko mode for a little bit there. He was just dancing, laughing. He probably had to chew it again. Like, he was just like bussing around. Like, he might have played 72 minutes tonight. I don't even know. But like, yeah, no, that Stützle chance, like, I thought he was gonna, like, he walked Carlson, and I was like, he's gonna score. And then 35 seconds later, the puck's in the net on the other side of the ice. And it's just like too many one and dones, dude, too, right? Like, no sustained offensive zone time. I think they generated 2 rebounds tonight. I was looking at it, and I was just like, and then they're going for the drop passes. Like, one thing goes wrong. That's when you see, too, like, I don't know, like when there's a lot of young guys, like a young team, immature team, or like one thing doesn't go right, you start panicking, trying to make like the perfect play. It's like, dude, at some point, just like dump that puck in, run someone through the glass, and then just like, like make it hurt. Like, just do something. But like, it was just those drop. I almost lost my mind at the drop.
It was constant, and they were drop passing it to no one. Z, like, it's not like they had it planned in mind. It's just like, oh, we're in the zone, better drop pass it.
Tape to tape, like Tkachuk to Carlson, like going like full speed the other way. Like, I was like, that was pretty nice, but wrong team, I guess.
Whoops.
But like, oh man, it was just like, just keep it simple.
Flashbacks of a young Jason Spezza seeing Batherson just cut across the middle, drop pass to no one. You're like, oh man, we've seen this movie before. Like, Batherson's first 8 games, this guy had like 11 points. He was humming. And I thought offensively they created a little bit tonight, but he is just so bad defensively. We thought that was one of his calling cards. He's stripping pucks. He's looking like a little quasi Mark Stone. But instead, dude, that is just atrocious. And then the bottom 6 just can't get anything going. There's just no gumption, no anything with them. Outside of, we'll give Casty his flowers. Z, how about his boys?
Dude,
just loving it.
Buzzing with the fellas up there. Like, I need to be in that crew. I might quit my job and just go join them full time. Like, get me up there. I will be buzzing. I need that shirt too.
Well, they're going on the whole trip. Like, if those are his boys from Phoenix, they're not going all the way just for San Jose. They're doing Vegas,
especially Vegas.
Time back home. Thanks for coming.
That would be like real sicko though if they went to San Jose and that was it. Just like, nah, we're not going to Vegas. Like, we're going to San Jose. We're like it gets flat. It's like, this is San Jose. There's like 7 buildings. It's terrible, but like.
So if you just listened to this in the morning, here's how this one broke down. The Senators are out shooting the San Jose Sharks 8-1 at the time, but it's Noah Gregor who opens the scoring, knocks a puck out of midair. Was it high? Actually, I want to ask you that right now, Pilsy. Would you challenge that?
It was definitely close, and I don't know if I'm DJ Smith, unless the video guy who's been pretty good for the Sens, so you got to take him at his word, unless he's clearly saying, no, it's not. If he's like, I think it might have been, I think you challenge there, because that was a momentum killer for the Sens, because they were dominating, and then the Sharks get one chance, and it turns into a goal. So I think unless the video guy was sure it's not, I would have gone for the challenge there.
The one thing we continue to learn about this Ottawa Senators team is their captain doesn't take a shift off, doesn't take anything for granted. He battles down, takes the puck away from Magna, beats Carlson around, setters to Tim Stützle. At that point, Pills, you feeling pretty good?
Like Spokesy said, at that point, like, the Sens are buzzing out there. It seems like they were going to put 10 spot up on this San Jose Sharks team, and I live bet the Sens. I was feeling good, even though they've burned me a million times this season. And they just fall completely flat in that second period. Like, it was insane, the difference between that first and that second period.
So Tim Stützle gets his 7th goal of the year. Brady Tkachuk his 15th assist. The goal comes with just under 7 minutes left, and they carry that into intermission. But Pilsy, those pesky momentum goals, it's only 1:18 into the period after maybe the worst attempts at clearing the defensive zone I've ever seen. They finally go, hey, why don't we just throw a pizza right up the middle? And I think it was Derek Brassard. I shouldn't put him under microscope because it might have been DeBrincat. But it was that line. They were trying to find Giroux streaking the far side, and it just gets cut off down the middle. Play goes. Again, they can't clear. The defenders can't. And Meyer, from an impossible angle, gets it in. What do you see on that one?
Z, what'd you have on that one?
Yeah, I think it was what's his face, and he got
Hard.
hemmed. He got hemmed in 5v5 today, dude. Oh my god! And I forgot he was like allowed to be in the offensive zone, just living, just as oh my god, pizza right up the middle, dude. Like, and I mean, again, like it's a backbreaker a minute into the period, and then again, like first of all, what's going? Like, how do you? Again, we talk about that first period. Like, what are you saying to the team in the dressing room that they come out that flat and like one little bit of adversity and that was it? Yeah. Oh, it was the brink cat, wasn't it? It was the cat.
Yeah, we're seeing it, dude. He looks small. Like
he
looks small. There's that play in the third period where he goes in to throw the hit on the forecheck and he just pancaked himself.
Yeah, he got crushed.
Nope, not quite.
Like what's being said in that room? Like, how do you not go into that like the dressing room after the first period? Like, come out, just guns blazing. Like again, just like throw a hit, just one. Nope. And it's just one little thing goes wrong, and it was just from there, dude. Like it's crazy. But again, like young team. But I mean, I'm looking at the coach there too. Like, how do you come out that flat after like that good of a period on the road against a team who can't win at home? But again, I guess they can't win on the road. Like, so it's just crazy to me. Like, it was just mind blowing that like they came out like that. And they had like one good offensive chance to start the period too, and then it was like didn't go in. Like, all right, well, I guess we're not scoring today.
No,
and then it's just such reactionary hockey, like just trying to do way too much to these stretch passes that are like, why? I think it was I can't remember if it was the second or third goal, but someone just had like a 5-foot pass to start transition. They tried to stretch it. Was that the DeBrincat one? That led to that goal. I think is that the one I'm thinking of? They happen so many times. Like
yeah, it's hard to keep track.
It's crazy, and that I mean that Zub turned up. I mean, he had to be. I know he's gassed because I think he was out there the whole PK on that fourth goal too. But like, bro, like if you're tired, you're killing a penalty. You can't even ice. Just dump the puck, and he tries to go tape, misses. I'm like, bro, you can't do that. Just throw the puck. But it's just it's just these little details. It's just like just make the simple play. Just do it. Like
you know what I love?
Making it so hard on themselves.
Z, even though this team is in complete disarray, we're gonna get into how Alex DeBrincat might be getting Dominic Ducharmed right now. What we saw him really suffocate Cole Caulfield's offensive creativity, not allow anything. But it is 1:36 in the morning on the East Coast, and there's 120 people in a postcast after the Ottawa Senators lose 5-1 for the second straight game. They have 2 wins since October 24th, I want to say, the game against Dallas. I feel like I'm watching the same movie in 10 different versions, and I can't wake up. I can't get – usually you at least get like, a couple wins in a row. They've won 1 game at a time, and then they'll lose 5 more. They win 1. And it's getting pretty old. Now, I know like it seems every 32 Thoughts podcast, we get a new little nugget about a Sens ownership here and there. That makes me believe that each and every day, it's almost like 5 full-time jobs that are going at it, trying to hammer this out. I just wonder how long you can let the entire team stick in limbo as everything is crumbling. All the hope that you built, the season ticket base was up, the advertisers are coming back, and you just lay egg after egg after egg, and every time you go, well, we worked hard tonight. The bounces just didn't go our way. How about you make them go your way at some point, man? Like, I don't know. I don't know what this team needs. It might be your old bench boss, Claude Julien. Z, what would
get him in there? That guy's a beauty. Get him in there.
Well, we heard he's scouting for St. Louis these days, eh?
Yeah, so he lives in Ottawa, Z. He's been at all the games. He's got his notepad. If anybody knows how to fix this team, you don't think he's scribbling on the back here? Oh, I'd love to put DeBrincat in the spot that he scored 30 of his 41 goals last year. But they refuse. They're putting him on his strong side half the time, and it makes absolutely no sense. They're not getting any production out of him. It's wild to me. I really am starting to think if there's a coaching change, we're going to see DeBrincat go goal per game for the next 5 or 10. Get that real new coach bump. I I don't know how a player who he's still producing points to almost a point per game.
He's getting shots,
but they just don't seem dangerous. Like he doesn't seem like a threat when he's on the ice, and he really needs to be. And I know defense is really the big issue on this team. And just to tie back to what we're hearing from or what we're seeing from this core being even worse than we thought, Jacob Chychrun made his debut tonight. Don't know how he did, but or maybe it's tomorrow, but he's back from his injury that held him out. So I don't know if that's even an option at this point.
No.
If you're a GM talking to Pierre Dorion, like you're not giving him any benefit of the doubt.
No, I mean Pierre Dorion's seemingly best scoop is a Zaitsev for Myers swap. That's just here, take my garbage and give me your garbage back. Like you're not going anywhere with that.
Chychrun played tonight.
Did he? What'd he play?
23 minutes, -1, 2 pimps, 2 shots, 4 hits, 2 blocks.
All right.
Against Nashville.
All right.
I'm out on
everything
Chychrun.
though.
I'm out.
Does
on
he
Chychrun,
fix everything though? You know,
No,
what I mean?
no,
Like,
he doesn't.
are they a Chychrun away from like turning the ship around? Again, like you said, like putting the cat on the wrong wall. Like literally, like his shooting percentage has to be like -7%, right? But like, I wonder why. Probably because you're sticking him over on his strong side. Like,
I'm gonna find right now. I'm gonna go to Natural Stat Trick. I gotta see who his most common line mate is, and I'm gonna laugh so hard when it's Derek Brassard for the whole year.
Oh my god,
yeah,
dude, this is the equivalent of putting Kane with Artem Anisimov. Like, yeah, he's still going to produce to an extent, but like, you could be getting so much more out of him. What are we doing?
Yeah, like, I mean, I wanted them to keep rolling Pinto out with them too. Like, that's the thing about Pinto. Like, he's just good everywhere. I like that kid so much. Like, he's such a good player, dude. Like, I don't know. It's even just the little things with him. He just does well. It does right. Like you gotta just like keep it simple and like it works out to the point where he does produce like almost every game that he's in, no matter who he's playing with. Like who's he playing with tonight? Watson and what's his face? And he's still like,
what are we doing? Putting Watson with this guy.
They tried 8 different combinations at 5v5 for at least like 4 shifts tonight. 8 different line combos. Like,
I hate
they're just trying anything. There's like throwing them together like
I'm right, fellas. Claude Giroux obviously playing the wing on the other side, but the centerman who he's played the most with this season is 84 minutes at 5-on-5 with Derek Brassard. This is what you're giving your 40-goal scorer, hoping that he's going to come out of a funk. Like he's playing more with Derek Brassard than he is with Shane Pinto.
It's funny though if you think about that he's like putting Forsberg on the line though. That's what that is.
Exactly.
Yeah, Forsberg to break out the PP.
Oh my
God, man. But it's like the worst possible turnovers at the worst times. Again, like part of that's having a young team, but like how do you not like look at the coach too? Because just like some of this stuff, man, like these kids are playing with no confidence, clearly. And like I don't know, at one point, do they finally just like pull the trigger? Because like is DJ Smith you're gonna be your coach when it's playoff time? Like
no.
Hills,
how long has he been in it? Like
yeah, I realized a while ago, Z, that I think DJ Smith was the perfect coach for the rebuilding Senators. He's able to motivate the guys. He keeps things light. He has them working hard, etc. But when it comes down to contending and X's and O's and properly executing, I never really thought DJ was going to be that guy. I wanted to, but it just didn't feel right. And you're kind of seeing it now. Like Dorion has said multiple times, look, DJ hasn't had a roster capable of winning games, really. Let's be honest. Okay, but now he does. Even with the injuries, you got to be winning more games than they're winning right now. And it's not working, unfortunately. Now, do I think that's all on DJ Smith? No. But eventually you got to be like, hey, we're banging our heads against the wall here. Definition of insanity, trying the same thing over and over. Sorry, but we got to change things. And it's not 100% on you, but we can't just keep letting this ship sink with you as the captain here. So I think we got to see some sort of movement here with DJ Smith and the Ottawa Senators. It pains me to say it. Honestly, it does, but enough is enough here. Like a 5-1 loss to the San Jose Sharks. Ross, this
Sharks.
was one of the games where we're like, okay, let's put a scheduled win in here for the Sharks, especially when they put Kakinen in. No offense to him, but Reimer was the much more difficult attendee to be up against. So it seemed like things are going well. You get off to a hot start. Like the boys were playing up tempo. I really liked Brady Tkachuk saying, look, this is on me. I got to prepare better. And you can't put it on him either. He came out flying. I thought he had a great game. So this team just stinks.
There is such a stench around this team right now. Let's pay a quick bill. Let's say hi to our friends over at Simply Safe. If you care about your home, you want to protect it, and if you're securing your home right now this holiday season, you may want to listen up for the best home security system. It's Simply Safe. Right now, Locked On Senators listeners get 50% off. So go get the home security system that was named Best Home Security System this year by U.S. News and World, a third year in a row. Don't miss your chance to save big on the only security system that I recommend. Get 50% off at simplysafe.com/LockedOnNHL. simplysafe.com/LockedOnNHL. Pillsy, I'm mad at Bet Online, so you say a quick word for them, and then we're going to get to our Sens Central standouts. Isn't that going to be fun? Our Sens Central standouts in a 5-1 loss to the friggin' San Jose Sharks. Billsy?
Ross, I was hoping I could laugh like Spezza all the way to the bank, live betting the Ottawa Senators in the first period with how things were going. Unfortunately,
probably not.
Yeah, I should have understood probably not was the way this was going to go, because that's what's been happening. But you know what? You gotta go with your gut sometimes, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But you can do it at the best place at betonline.net. They got all the latest odds, scores, player performance props. And if you're not having your luck with hockey, don't worry. They got football, basketball, golf, boxing, UFC, World Cup, whatever you like, they got it. So check it out today, guys. Head to betonline.net or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends and action. Guys, it's betonline.net where the game starts.
All right, you're listening to the Postcast, presented by the Locked On Senators podcast. Tomorrow, I'm probably still going to be as mad tomorrow. Pills, you know how after a loss, sometimes you can sleep it off and you can feel good? I don't think this is going to be that.
But I'm not even that mad, Ross. I'm just disappointed. Like, it's the old parent line. Like I've come to know these Ottawa Senators well enough that getting mad isn't going to get me anywhere. It's just like, really, again, guys, like with the 5-1 loss here, that's what we're going with.
When I find my dog chewing my socks for like the 100th time, and it's like, hey, don't do that. I know he's going to do it again. Like, that's where we're at with DJ Smith. They have a turnover. Like, how about, we didn't even talk about this, about the back-breaking goal against New Jersey, the shorthanded goal after they mount a quasi, word of the day, quasi comeback. Stützle gets the giveaway, doesn't back check at all. There's 50 seconds left in the power play, and he plays the rest of it. Like, there's no accountability for mistakes, and we're seeing that with defensemen, 22 just being in the lineup for 400 games. I mean, we don't even call him by name anymore on this show. It's 22. The guy who just got put on waivers goes down to Belleville. 22 being in the lineup for 400 games in the NHL. I think 300 in Ottawa. That tells me all I need to know about accountability in this organization. And we just want to see a winning product. Like, it's not, I don't think it's that much to ask. This is a once proud franchise that made the playoffs, I think, 16 straight years and 17 out of 18. Like, I just want to, like, watch Sens hockey when it's warm out. Is that too much to ask, Bills?
Well, I mean, if you're in San Jose in November, you get your wish, Ross. But other than that, yeah, it's probably too much to ask.
Where's the wait for it? Yeah, way to go on that one, Pilsy. Come on. No, but with this Senators team, I want to see what we're gonna do. Do you have any standouts right off the top of your head, Pilsy?
Yeah, I got one. I feel like it's always courteous to let the guests go first here. So, Z, you got your notepad? You got any check marks, any stocks going upwards on any Sens here for your Sens Central standout of the game?
I think Forsberg was fantastic when he came in.
Yeah.
Like, out of like terrible situation to come in. He can't even sit on the bench. He's like in a back corner. That rink is insane, by the way. They like sit in the bowels of the arena, just like hanging out. Like, are they sitting there like watching TV? I was like, why is the camera
Noodles said
following
when
Talbot?
he was there, he's watching the game on a monitor in a fold-out chair in the therapist room. Like, what?
Sounds kind of nice.
I've got the photo. I've got the photo for you. I think it. Oh, do I? It's yeah, I do. And it's hey, we're gonna bring it back to Boston for you, Z. It's Mike Condon when he was playing for the Sens. A guy on Twitter, Capital Gains, tweeted this photo out. That's all time right there. That's where the backup tendies hang out.
Yeah.
Jose.
Dude, like at least give him a dog, eh? Like Jesus Christ.
Hey,
Looks
and
like
he's
my living room.
He's watching it on Game Center, so it's delayed, so he can't.
Look at
hey,
it's unbelievable.
Hey, the horn goes off. The goalie, like Talbot, skated himself out. No wonder Forsberg was still down the tunnel when they passed each other, because he probably didn't even know the puck went in or that they were getting pulled. He couldn't even see it on the TV. What a world!
Look at the TV, dude. It doesn't sit on the little cushion on. So they have a puck. They have a puck holding up the TV so it doesn't fall down. There's a puck.
Wow.
Shout out Condon staring at the commercial in progress.
Hey, he's locked in. Wow. You gotta love that focus.
Yeah, he was probably watching something else, and someone was like, "Yo, I'm about to snap pics." Like, "Oh, Jesus, all right, sorry." Let's switch this game back on. Like, oh, commercial break. Hey, but Forsberg, that's a terrible situation to come into, and he came in. I thought he was fantastic, and I mean, like again, just like had a bunch of dudes just puking all over themselves right in front of him, and like that fourth goal again, like they got hemmed in there, and he's making save after save, and then Zub goes tape to someone else, and it's in the back of that 2 seconds later. It's like, yeah, what's he supposed to do? So, I mean, again, you look at him. That'd probably be like my go-to guy. The fact that he came in and legitimately played really well and still like didn't have a chance.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And obviously plus minus isn't everything, but when you look and every single one of your D's at -1, you're like, oh, that sucks. We definitely didn't win that game. Definitely didn't. But yeah, Forsberg 14 for 14 at even strength. Certainly worthy of the nod. The only goal he let in was that power play marker afterwards. Pilsy, who do you have?
If you're passing it off to me, Ross, I'm going to go with the guy I already mentioned, Brady Tkachuk. Like, I really like how he handled that situation. I like how, even for a young captain, and the problems have not been Brady Tkachuk, but he takes accountability. He leads the team in scoring, gets another assist yet again tonight. He just keeps on going. And he had a good game. I thought he played physical. When Brady isn't able to light it up offensively, even though he has been able to do that, he still brings that physicality. He gets the puck towards the net. 5 shots, 4 hits, and he played almost 20 minutes tonight. 67% in the face-off dot. Another great game for Brady Tkachuk.
So DJ Smith, we got a big quote from DJ Smith post-game. It didn't go our way tonight, end quote. How are we feeling about that one, Z?
I'm ready to run through a wall after that. Like, bro, like, what do you mean? Like,
he did a minute 40 with the media. He's like, yeah, that's about enough of that.
Minute 40, damn.
Yeah, the old Guy Boucher, we'd have to go 14 minutes in English and 25 in French. You'd do like a half-hour pre-game, post-game, you name it. But with DJ, man, the shorter he gets, you really understand that this ship is sinking. And here we are playing the music, on the Titanic. The boat's halfway down. But don't worry, everything's going to be just A-okay. Part of me wants to go with Brady Tkachuk because he had his moments, but he also had that gross turnover in the third period. At that point, the game's probably out of reach anyways. I just thought it was kind of a bit of a give and take. He was credited with 3 giveaways, actually, in this game. Didn't love the penalty as well. Thought it was a bit soft. I thought he was just kind of going hard down on the stick to win the puck battle. But when you're on a power play, that's like their last-ditch effort. There's 9 minutes left in the game. You're down 3. You're like, can we get something going? Sens are now 0-7-1 when trailing after 2 periods. But let's leave that aside. My standout, and again, this is the third pick in a 5-1 loss. I thought Parker Kelly was decent. I thought he had
my other guy. Yep.
His penalty killing shift there in the first period where he made the block, then got up, chased down the puck, got it down the ice. I like that one. There was one play where I always love when they do this too. They cut down. It's like the perfect director's moment. They cut down to like the guy right on the side, right as the forecheck comes in. And then even when the puck's gone, they they H the P, Pillsy, hold the pose. They leave it there, and Kelly just absolutely flattened the guy going in. I think it was the second period at the end board. So in a game where I don't think many guys deserve this credibility that you get when you are a Sens standout, the honor. I thought Parker Kelly put 3.5 of his 11 minutes on the PK, 3 hits, 3 block shots. I'll go with him. And
Ross, he blocked 2 of Carl's shots that both led to 2-on-1s, one with Brandy and one with Timmy. I mean, they ultimately don't really turn into too much, but to be able to kind of pull a 3 or be able to make Carl look bad and get a turnover and then blast past him for a 2-on-1 multiple times in the game is pretty impressive. So yeah, I thought Kelly had a great game.
All right, let's stick around for a little after dark, engage with the fan base, and we'll leave our audio listeners to tomorrow's Locked On Senators. We have, I see it's Tuesday, and usually when we're doing the postcast, I'm like, oh, Wednesday, we've got our citizen. We do have a Sens Central citizen coming on Wednesday, but tomorrow we're going to break this down a little bit more. And now we're looking at a quarter of the way through the season. Where are the Sens at? We're going to get into that on the Locked On Senators podcast tomorrow. Stick around. The postcast After Dark is coming up live on our YouTube page at 1:54 Eastern Time. Billsy, the people want it. The people want it.
You know what? Screw it. Spin it. I don't even care anymore. Yeah, just do it. Whatever.
Baby.
You know where we're going with this, Z?
I die every time I come in here. Right towards the end, I just looked at the comments like, spin that thing, baby.
Spin it.
God, laughing.
You know what we're spinning, right?
I don't even know anymore.
Buddy, can I show you something?
Z hasn't had to worry about the Tankathon in a long time.
Let me show you, Z. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
The Senators' second best odds for Connor Bedard. I mean, you can't help but laugh.
It hurts.
I don't want to laugh.
It hurts.
Hey, Z, I know you're a prospect guy. How sick is the 2023 draft?
Dude. It's gonna make the deadline fascinating. Like, I think there's a lot of teams who probably want to make a splash at the deadline, but like, you really, even if you're picking, like, even like the 23rd pick this year, you're getting a kid that's got like top 6 potential for sure. Like,
damn,
like real good. Like this draft, it's unbelievable how loaded it is. Like, I have guys that like I don't like to do rankings really that much. Like, I like just roughly did like a top 15 the other day. And then I just remember like leaving some guys up. I'm like, oh, he would have gotten top 6 last year.
Oh,
like, it's crazy. This Will Smith kid on USA, like, he's just.
Is he fresh?
I mean, yeah. He's sick. The whole US development program, their top line, they're all going to BC together next year. It's going to be unbelievable, bro.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, this draft's loaded. But
BC,
yeah.
Hey, you're a Boston guy. Spoke Z. I always put Pillsy on the spot with trivia. We'll get people in the chat going too. Who's the last BC Eagle to play for the Ottawa Senators? You should get this. This is a gettable answer. Hey, Pillsy, you know the answer.
I know it. Yeah, it's gettable.
Yeah, it's gettable. Currently playing the division. Wow, that's a big hint. I wish we had the Jeopardy music. Shout out Ottawa legend Alex Trebek.
Did Whitey go to BC or was he BU?
The Rat Rink.
The Rat Rink himself.
It was Conway, right?
White.
He was a stud at BC, dude. He was so
with Alex Tuck, wasn't he, in his first year there? I think he was with Alex Tuck.
Yeah, that team was fun. They've had studs forever. They're in like they got a couple good guys now, but like next year, 2 years from now, they're going to be unbelievable. And like the BU's got a bunch of kids too. They're coming in and they're already nasty. So that rivalry's me back. Like I was at the game. I was at a game the other day against Northeastern, and like I don't know, it's kind of like dead now a little bit, but like they got some big prospects coming. They're gonna be filthy. And if that Cutter Gauthier stays another year, dude, it's gonna be out of control. They're gonna be unbelievable. That kid's a stud.
Oh, dude, Cutter, we were all over him if they hadn't traded the pick for Alex DeBrincat.
Yeah, let's see if he ends up as a center in the National Hockey League. I'm curious. I think he can be. I mean, he's got the size. He moves well enough. He's got skill. He plays hard, dude. Like he kills guys. Like he lines people up.
All right, people are ready for a spin.
The
Ottawa Senators 6-11-1 right now on the season. Before I spin it, Pilsy, are we on Team Tank?
No, I don't want to be on Team Tank yet. We spent a lot of years being the privates, the lieutenants, the commanders for Tank Watch, but I didn't want this in November.
It's that verbal meme. Like, yes, we suck again. What's it? Sandler's
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, we suck again. Yeah. That's where we're at right now. This Ottawa Senators team is not actively tanking. There's a team who's lost 8 in a row and have lower lottery odds than the Ottawa Senators. That's where they're at right now.
Oh man.
Games into the season, they suck.
And that's the thing I hate, Ross. We're in that Leafs territory where they weren't rebuilding anymore. They just suck. Now that is the Ottawa Senators. Like the rebuild is over. This team just stinks.
Dude, Hot Lunch just pointed this out. Does Anaheim have 0 regulation wins this season?
Hey, you know what? One of their wins though is a comeback against the Leafs, baby. Okay,
that's an impressive.
It was the funniest game ever.
0.
Oh, yeah. No, not even sniffing in like regulation wins, like getting slaughtered in regulation.
Wow. All right, let's give it a spin here. Tankathon, Locked On Senators, Postcast. One spin or one spin each before I do it? One spin each.
One spin each. Yeah, I mean we got nothing else.
Okay, all right.
We have nothing.
Hey! Oh!
The franchise is saved.
Wow.
Dude, how about Florida moving up to 3rd and oh wait, Montreal gets that then?
Yeah, that's
embrace debate. Embrace debate. If Ottawa gets 1st overall, would you be okay with Montreal getting 3rd overall with Florida's pick? Doesn't that mean they would also get 15th?
Yeah, it's worth it. For 1st overall with Connor Bedard, it's worth it. Generational talent. Thank you.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. So that's my spin, not to brag, but I got 1st. We're not marking these down yet. That's at the end of the season. We're not there yet. But this is a little fun. All right, Z, you ready? They just won again.
Wow.
This might be our best. This just
all right. My night turned around.
This just might be what our percentage.
Hey, I did tell everybody I was going to turn this franchise around.
Yeah, true. You just didn't know it'd be this way.
One spin, boys.
Ready for your spin?
Yep. Oh.
Hey, you're still getting either Fantilli or you're getting Michkov, baby.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I bet Michkov drops, dude.
Yeah, and
Ottawa he's as good as Bedard.
Ottawa hasn't drafted a Russian forever, and I'm not counting Igor because that guy's got a Nova Scotia passport. He's got everything but the Nova Scotia accent. He's killing it right now. Do you see him what he's doing at Belleville?
Yeah, she's lighting it up. That Belleville team's pretty fun. Dude, they got some dude there nasty, and they got you just killing people. Like,
fellas, that was a very good tankathon.
Yeah, that was good.
Can we talk? That was our best tankathon we've ever done.
Easily. I mean,
Martian's here in spirit. Hey, I've got this from our pregame. I made him do 1, 2, 3 for our 3 things to watch. So, hey, Martian, how did that tankathon go?
Number 1.
All right, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Number 1. That's how we've been rocking it here. As a guy who was locked into the Ottawa Senators tonight, we always love guys who aren't like as in the tent. I'll say I've got the blinders on elsewhere in the league, but we always like when guys kind of focus in, but you've got your mind everywhere. You're a prospect guy, you're a wild guy, you're a Bruins guy. Like, what is it about the Sens that's holding them back in your opinion, like from what you saw tonight?
It was weird, like coming into the year, right? Like it's all good. Like it's gonna be like Season tickets are up.
Buddy,
That game against Boston
we're wearing
I
fucking
literally
Hawaiian shirts, man. We're wearing
Yeah.
Hawaiian shirts. We're partying. All's good. The vibes are immaculate. And it's just a complete shit show.
Ross, I believe we said multiple times it doesn't get any better than this, and little did we know it literally will not get better than a 4-game win streak for your Ottawa Senators.
That home opener was so electric, though. He's right. That was sick.
That was the best. I literally hammered Ottawa that night. Like I might retire a couple years early after I literally threw
Right
down.
when you saw Alfie come out, you're like, oh.
Dude, I put out like 2 days in advance. I was just like, yeah, no, that's a scheduled loss for. I haven't lost yet. Like Ottawa's be buzzing. It's Alfie night. Like no chance in like first shift. I was like, oh yeah, like it's on, baby. I literally was like, yo, put up a 10-piece nugget, please. Like that would be sick. I thought they were gonna do it, dude. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was fun.
But it's just so weird, dude. Like in past years, like you felt better. Like just looking at it now, again, like we're looking at like the worst of the worst. But other years, they weren't supposed to be good, but they had like an identity where like, hey, we're either gonna win or we're gonna fight our way out of the barn. Like you're not like that's it. Like Leafs come, like it's fun to play the Toronto Maple Leafs because we're gonna beat the wheels off you, or we're gonna score 10 goals and win, or both. And like I just feel like this. It's just weird watching like a team that has Brady Tkachuk on it. How do you not have a team identity at all? And I know they're injured, and I know like they got a bunch of young guys, but like what is that identity? Like what do they bring to the table? Like when you think of the Ottawa Senators right now, and again, this is me like actually in depth. I probably watched 4 or 5 like games start to finish. Like I'm only focused on one game with Ottawa this season. And I'm like, I don't really know what it is. Like I don't have like there's not the one thing that makes them like if you're game planning to go play the Ottawa Senators, I'm like, all right, this is what we have to do. Like it was watch out for this, like this one thing about them. Like I don't know what it is. And I think that's a kiss of death.
They dump it in real good. They dump it in with the best of them.
No, they don't, because they want to do these friggin' 25-foot stretch passes out of their own zone. And it's either icing or like tape pizza turnover. Like I don't know. So
the only game plan for opponents is put the backup in. That's the game plan.
Apparently,
and it's worked.
It was still pretty good tonight, I guess. It's just weird.
It is against backups this year.
It's just a weird feeling, like watching that team.
Are we considering Comrie or Andy the backup in Buffalo?
Comrie, definitely Comrie.
Okay. All right. Pilsy, what do you think this team can do better? I'll get back to you with the answer of what the Sens record is versus starters and versus backups this year.
The frustrating thing is I do think there is quite a bit of things that the Sens do well, but the issue is they're able to, like the reverse of bend don't break. They just bend. They allow other teams to bend, but they never break them. They get close, they push, they get high danger scoring opportunities, but they don't score on those. And like we saw tonight, when they don't score, the other team's able to bring it back real quick and make them pay with just a shot on net that deflects through a screen and in, and all your momentum's gone. I'll chalk it up to this. The biggest reason the Ottawa Senators can't win games is they're not able to ride momentum. Whenever that momentum is going their way, we've talked about this multiple times, Ross, the Ottawa Senators have such a difficult time stringing unanswered goals together. Sure, they might get one and get 5 minutes of good pressure and get the crowd going and make you feel good, but then it's real easy for teams to shut down that momentum and not only stop it, but turn it around and gain momentum for themselves. And the Sens then just can't get it back. So I'll say from what it seems to me, the biggest thing is in clutch moments and when you need the momentum pushes, the Sens can't push the other team over the brink.
See, who would you say the Bruins starter is, Swayman or Ullmark?
Ullmark right now, dude. He's unbelievable so far this year.
Start of the year, like when Ottawa, I think Ullmark was even hurt during that, but when Ottawa played them in that home opener, they played Swayman. Would you consider that their starter at the time?
No, I mean, like they had a true 1A, 1B last year, and then coming into the year, they were looking at Swayman because he ended up taking over the reins in the playoffs after 2 games, and like played really well against Carolina. Swayman hasn't been as good this year so far, and then he got hurt, but he's back now. Played all right. Actually played pretty well the other day. But Olmark right now is just like kicking. But at that time, even no, you know what? All year it's been Olmark really, because Swayman just like started really bad and like never really picked it up, and then he got injured. So,
all right. I confused myself, but they have a losing record against backups. I'll tell you that for free. When Akira Schmid is 2-0 against you, you're probably in trouble. Didn't even know who that guy was a week ago. This is a wild question for a Sens postcast, but I'm going to ask it to you anyway, Z, because it's a hashtag goalie friendly show. How's Anaheim Ducks goalie prospect Lucas Dostal doing?
I actually don't know how he's doing this year. I think he was a stud last year.
Yeah,
I watched him a couple times last season.
He was with Eels. He was with Roby Jarventi and Lassie Thompson and Eels. I remember he had like the half yellow, half green.
Yeah, he's funny. I'm pretty sure he's just like a really weird dude, but like kind of a stud.
Seb's got a good question for us here. I like this. One change to make tomorrow if we're the GM of the Ottawa Senators. Z, would you like to lead off, or do you want some time? We'll go to Pilsy and come around.
Let's go to Pilsy.
Pilsy, go ahead. One move. You're Pierre Dorion. What's the first thing you do when you wake up tomorrow?
Try to reacquire Magnus Hellberg.
You don't go spin the slots?
No, you don't do that. Magnus Hellberg, 1-0 in games with the Ottawa Senators. Arguably the sickest setup this franchise has ever had. Go get him back, because that guy was just good vibes, and that's what this team needs, some good vibes. And he's got his equipment already, so he's ready to go. Not that I think Talbot and Forsberg are the issue here, but that's what I would do.
You would go and get Magnus Hellberg.
Yeah.
What an answer. I didn't see that coming.
Are you going to play him at left D, or is he going to play Tendy?
No, he's playing Tendy, man. He could be a Hamburglar type dude. I swear to God.
I honestly don't.
Gave up too soon.
The Senators' goaltending, if you look at it by the numbers, has been awful in the last 2 weeks. I don't give them an ounce of blame. I think this team's been so bad defensively. Maybe I'm a goalie hugger. We got to have Noodles on too, because he'll be right there with us. But there are so many defensive breakdowns. It is a complete gong show. Like, to me, the third goal just exemplifies it so perfectly. Just can't clear. Fuck, hemmed in again. Can't clear, hemmed in again. Can't clear, hemmed in again. Then DeBrink, it's like, hey, well, it hasn't worked up the wall. Why don't we just go right up the middle? Zip, picked off, puck distributed, puck in the back of the net. It is, it's tough to watch right now. Like, I know that I asked on Twitter, I asked it on this poll. The Twitter poll is ridiculously close. We are at 50.1%, but it's actually swayed in the other direction now, as we're at 400. 50.1% think that a change is coming to the personnel before the sale. Like, I'm convinced the sale is happening soon. There wouldn't be, where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm so convinced about that.
Yeah, it seems legit.
Ryan Reynolds has a pretty busy schedule, would you not say? And they said he's making multiple meetings a week.
Just put out a new Christmas movie, and he's still getting business done here.
I don't know what we're doing. Nah, Neil, Sogard's hurt. Like, the starting goalie in Belleville is Antoine Bibeau now. But right now, there's no Mando. He's out. There's no Sogard. He's out. Like, I don't think it's the goalie's fault. I really don't. I think Talbot and Forsberg, Z's standout tonight in a 5-1 loss. I know he only played half the game. Only allowed one goal. Only one goal, and it was on the power play, where the Senators' penalty killing has been so bad recently. They allow so many power play goals against. It's just momentum killers. It just seems like the defense is hilarious. Mighty Mike's got that. Like,
all right, Ross, what's your answer? Or did Z give his answer yet for Pierre Dorion?
I'll let him still think about it, because I mean, we're way past silly season right now. It's after 2 a.m. Eastern, and I was corrected, as I should be. It's actually after 3 a.m. Eastern on the real East Coast, out in Halifax, out in the Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, all the fellas out there, all the buys. If we're in Newfoundland, which we got a few, you're looking at 3:45. All right, enough about times. You and I suck enough at time zones. How about the message from my mom today about time zones? She'll be watching this, so appreciate it. But Z, you know where I'm going with this? I'm just going to curl up in a ball and I'm going to wait because at some point this team's getting sold. And I truly believe that there's a bit of a freeze before sales go through in any major business because you want to get your own guys in there and you don't want to go through the embarrassment of canning a guy who's been there for a week or anything like that. If they're negotiating at the table, they'll be like, no, freeze the assets, leave them as is. We'll deal with it. I truly think there has to be a bit of this at play. On the other hand, Dorian's been pretty vocal at saying 20 game mark. Remember last year, he's like, until 20 game mark, they didn't do anything, which we were just like, hey, are we trying to tank? Like, what are we doing here? The team sucks. You're not changing anything. I think he really sees the long-term vision, the patience, but you got to call a spade with this hockey team. I just don't think they have it. So you're either just going to prepare to go around with Muhammad Ali where he's just wailing on you in the corner, or you're just going to have to do something, anything, and hope it changes. Matthew Joseph is the type of move that a coach makes when it's like, I have to do something, but I'm not willing to like make a statement and like sit Timmy for a game after that play. Like New Jersey, that was his worst game ever. And he scores tonight. He wasn't one of their worst players, but to send a message, you have to take one of the guys who you expect the most from and be like, he's still decent. He's better than you are, Austin Watson, but he's out tonight and you're going to move up just to prove a point. And I felt like Joseph was a bit of a cop-out with that. Has he been good? No, but like, does he really move the needle on a team that's won 2 of their last like 15 games? I don't know if he does that either. Should we get to, or no, Z, let's get your answer there, but we got to get to this because Stash is asking as well. And like right now we're a week away from the deadline for RFAs. And I know it's like the topic that there's no new information on. So what's the point in going after? But Alex Formenton's the only RFA left. And it's like at some point, like, is anything going to come out about it?
I was just about to ask, like, anything?
No.
Like anything?
I mean, the only things that we know is that right now he's the only unsigned RFA. He was also the only unsigned player who was on the 2018 World Junior team. He played in London at the time, but I got to think that there's more to it because we're seeing like Carter Hart, Sam Steele, Mike McLeod, Drake Batherson. Like there's plenty of guys from that team who are still playing hockey. Is the fact that he didn't have a contract where they're like, okay, we're going to wait till everything's resolved one way or another? I have no idea. I don't want to speculate on it, but right now, what we do know is they have 8 days to either get a contract done, get a trade done, or he ain't playing in the NHL this year. And he say what you want about kind of his overall game. He contributed 18 goals and he was 5th in team scoring. Like, I think to say that they don't miss him and Connor Brown to an extent would be an exaggeration. Sure, you upgraded Connor Brown, but we've seen them upgrade positions before and it not do anything. Like when they traded for Matt Duchene, all we kept saying was like, they needed Matt Duchene, but they needed him in addition to Kyle Turris and Derek Brassard and make kind of a 1-2-3 punch down the middle. Instead, they upgrade Kyle Turris, but now you're still in a situation where you lack depth because you're not pushing guys down the depth chart. You're just staying the same. So then we know how that turned out, but I feel like we're kind of in that cycle again right now where it's like, what is next for this Ottawa Senators team? And I really do think that until there's a sale, we're just going to keep living this Groundhog Day over and over again. We got to get some Groundhog Day from the movie. We got to get some clips there, some Tom Hanks. We need anything to sprinkle some joy into what we're seeing right now. It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, like anything, like any decision you want to make, there's still that one thing hanging over. Like, hey, are we selling this team? Like, it's not like a small thing, and I don't really know how. Like, players, I can't imagine really care that much. Maybe they do. I don't know.
I mean, they were like, did you see they were stick tapping the boards when they introduced Ryan Reynolds at the game?
Were they, dude?
The players, dude. And then everyone in Ottawa was like, buy the team. Everyone's chanting. It was like a little.
So there's a distraction, dude. But
then
like,
I was like,
ugh.
is it more embarrassing for the players to like be kind of that like open, like, oh, we love you, Ryan, like by the team, or is it him showing up at the rink knowing that he's going to bring that attention the day after going on Jimmy Fallon and be like, yeah, I want the team, I just need sugar mama. I don't know. I don't know
would be
who's more
stick
thirsty.
tapping.
Yeah, who's more
I
thirsty?
would be.
Ryan.
I wouldn't just be stick tapping. I'd be like, I'd be like, let's go. Like, I don't even know if I'd be able to play that night. Like I gotta take this one off. Like, Jesus. It's weird
Ryan
though,
Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds more desperate than he was in Just Friends. How about that one? Great flick, by the way, though.
Great flick, dude.
It's actually a sick movie. I might have to watch that this Christmas season.
Hey, quick question though, like how many games have they actually been fully healthy for?
I don't know.
3, because Norris went down in Arizona.
No, he lost against or he was out against Arizona. That was the 5th game.
Okay, so there you go, 5.
I mean, that's a big like. You know
Talbot was
like,
out though, so that technically doesn't count.
He was good.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so tough to like kind of decide, I guess, what you are as a team when you're missing like Norris, Shabbat, like legit pieces. But I don't know. It still feels like I don't know. I just have like a problem with the way DJ Smith just like kind of does his thing. Like it's like again, it's like it feels like let's just try this one. But at the same time, like I have a hard time kind of like firing the coach when he's got like 2/3 of a hockey team to work with. So I don't know. Like in terms of what do you do? Like one change tomorrow? I don't really know. I think the easy answer is go get a right shot defenseman. Like okay, like sure, like yeah, no, let's do that.
Sounds good.
But like it's so tough to say because like I don't know. I think they've been like kind of flawed for a while in the first place, but like also the fact that again you're missing some of your most important players at the most important positions, like that's gonna like be pretty significant. So I don't know. So like you talk about Dorian saying like we're not gonna do anything until 20 games in. It's like, hey, no team's healthy for 82 games, but like if you've had 5 of a healthy team, and I mean like I feel like those first couple of games, like even if they didn't win every game, like there was still like something like there it is, like that's what we were expecting, waiting for, like not like necessarily full 60 minutes all those games, but like I don't know, I still feel like it's kind of tough to decide right now, like what the hell a team really is, and so it's so tough to pick. Like, yeah, this is the one thing I would do tomorrow. Like again, it feels like the easy way out that would be a big shakeup is fire the coach. I have a problem with the way that DJ Smith kind of coaches his hockey teams, but like, is it really like is that gonna do much when you look at the right side at the fence, dude? Like, and then when you're also missing left side Shabbat, like I don't know. It's just there's a lot. You can't really pick this one thing.
2-9-1 in their last 12 games. See, like something's got to give. At this point, fans just want somebody's head on a stick. Like it doesn't matter who. It's like we need to parade that around and be like, they're at fault. They're at fault. We need to point somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because we're seeing certain games, and this one was not one of them. But there were games in this stretch where like they should have won that game. They probably deserve to win that game. That money puck deserve-o-meter, we're framing those this year, but they don't mean shit in the standings. And at the end of the day, you look at the points, and they aren't climbing. Everyone else is, and you're looking at it. And November now, like, should we add this one to the pile? In the last 2 Decembers or the last 2 Novembers, the Senators have won 3 games. I think they've played 25. At some point, you're like, hey, if the same problem is happening over and over, we got to make a change. DJ Smith is the 7th longest having head coach in the National Hockey League.
That's crazy, by the way.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They have 35 wins in 110 road games.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm coming from Boston. Like Bruce Cassidy had like the 2nd highest winning percentage. He's never missed the playoffs. Like they've been to a cup. Like they won a President's Trophy on gas. Like so, I don't know, man. Like it's crazy. Then you have guys like again DJ Smith who's been doing this, and then what's his face from Detroit who somehow survived for so long.
Blashill, yeah.
Dude, how to see like that was. I mean, again, there's team like. they knew they weren't gonna win any games, but at the same time, like, bro, like, what do you, like? Does this guy even want to coach here anymore? Like, this is crazy. Like, that guy's gonna be a sick puppy though. If he's like, yeah, I love coaching this hockey team in Detroit.
Oh, but I see a little bit of that in Ottawa right now, where they're almost like, "Okay, it hasn't gone our way. They've been trying to win. Don't get me wrong. Like they've been trying to win and failing. But it's at a certain point where they're like, "Okay, it's not working. But like, if we make a change here, what are we gonna do? Go 500, a little bit better, miss the playoffs? Like, I just keep going it out and be like, "Hey, we thought this was gonna work. It'll figure itself out eventually. And if it doesn't, then we get the Connor Bedard at the end of the rainbow." Or the Adam Fantilli, or who's the tough guy who's supposed to go mid first round? We'll get him for first or second overall. Like, it's all good.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
We'll just be a pain in the ass.
It's all
K-Train's
good.
turning pro this year. Like, it's all good. We'll just be the biggest pain in the ass. Now, I'll leave us with this because we're going long. It's late, but
Weird.
at some point you gotta rant a little bit. Youngo saying Sens 30th in the league in shots against since he started coaching for the team. Hey, what's a good coach do? Press the shots. We got Pro Nick coming out. Put DJ in the ring of dishonor. That's actually
that cuts deep, dude.
Oh,
well, at least we know that the answer is not
Rest as a weapon.
No, it's not,
Oh,
not the
man.
answer. But what we are, we're seeing a team right now that just can't figure it out. It can't. I don't know what to do though.
What coaches are out there? You think though that like
boots on the ground? Jordan Marr was at the game. We are an AHL team. Appreciate you, Jordan. Thanks for stopping in all the way from California. We appreciate everyone.
That is awesome.
Hi, man. We got all sorts of time zones in here. I bet I saw some Australia in the chat as well. Joe Bell, we suck, plain and simple. I mean, at a certain point, we just got to call a spade here, boys.
Hey, Martian was going off after the Devils game. I was looking at his Twitter. I was like, "Oh, jeez, these are the darkest tweets I've." Oh, that boy,
dude. When you're there, though, it's a whole other level of pain. You're like, I just drove like 45 minutes to watch this. I mean, we wouldn't understand. Pilsy and I only see wins. That's honestly what the fellas have to do here. We're 11-0 with boots on the ground. Since they started.
All right, so that's my move. I make sure you.
There you go.
Almost dropped the F-bomb. Didn't do it though.
I'm mad.
I'd be sending you two to every game, right
That's
by
smart.
the away penalty box.
A month minus 2 days, I will be at the Canada Life Center. Sens Jets right before Christmas. Dude, how about a weekend?
yeah,
Belleville comes to Winnipeg once a year, and the Sens are here. Belleville's here Saturday, Sunday. The Sens are here Tuesday, right before Christmas. Thanks.
Yeah, keep the change, boys.
I'll be on the call. Z, you gonna be tuned in? Moose Belleville, me color commentator with my boy David Foote. Oh, we'll be having a time.
Dude, get me in there, dude. Let me hack it.
Report.
Oh yeah, put me
That'd be
between.
great.
Yeah, put me between the benches. Let me get out there. Get the fellas going. Let Boucher go decapitate somebody.
No doubt. Well, I told Crooker that if he was playing the NHL by that game, I'd get his jersey. And then he told me he was changing number 36. So I was like, buddy, you at least for like 91. Like, wear a skill number for me. Come on.
Imagine changing to 36.
No.
That's tough, eh?
You know what he did, though? Hey, we already talked about it earlier in the show. Colin White, apparently. So Whitey was out long-term last year with the shoulder. And Crooker was out all year with the knee. So he took him under his wing a little bit. So he's like, yeah, it's a bit of a Colin White tribute.
Nice.
So Rat Rink already getting people wearing his number after him.
Legend.
That guy, dude.
Colin
White.
Hey, Crooker wanted number 9, and he's like, 3 + 6 is 9. I was like, fuck, dude. That's better. Oh, another one. That's better math than
Whoa.
Not me.
But it's a postcast after dark. We'll be all right. Kevin, yeah, shout out to Colin White.
What a beauty.
Oh, Z, you're a junior hockey guy. How about the 18-2 Ottawa 67s?
Insane.
Dude, like, they are fun, dude. Like, you want to talk about a team that's like, all right, how we playing today? Cool. Like, let's go. You want to go mutant fest? Boucher, go ahead. Like, you want to go like tuck for tuck? No problem. Like, it's crazy. They're fun as hell to watch, dude.
How high do you think Luca Pinelli could go in this draft?
I'm curious to see, like, because again, it's you look at like those numbers and like he's definitely like obviously his stock's going way up, but like this draft is just so loaded. Where like again, like I'm talking about like these kids that are going late first, early second, mid second, like have legit chances to be like impact NHL players. So, I mean, I think the thing with Luca Pinelli too is like first of all, get the lineage going for you. That's always good, but like year after year, like the progression's there, and this year he's just like found a new level. So I don't know, like what's he like third, fourth in league scoring now, fifth?
Yeah, he must be. He's definitely top 5.
Dude, he's lighting it up. Yeah. No, he's a good player. He's fun to watch too. I loved his brother.
Oh yeah, dude. I wanted him. You know that Ottawa traded that pick?
Yeah.
They could draft Ben Rogers. Sick.
Yeah.
Sick, dude. I didn't see that guy make one tape pass in training camp. He didn't even get a preseason game. They're like, "No, we're good. We saw enough." You got a preseason game in Belleville.
Yeah, that one was puzzling.
Yeah, that's one.
So you're an expert.
Eh? No, Z, we got to end it off with this. How sick is Behind the B, that documentary?
Yeah, it's so funny. It's sick. I don't know why every team doesn't do like something like a lot of teams do, but like Behind the B is
dang it. We're
Behind
coming.
the B is like, oh yeah.
Do you have the TSN feed tonight?
Oh yeah. That's right, dude.
Yeah.
If Ryan Reynolds is in the mix, dude, the Sens are getting one of the reality shows. I need
great.
that. Looks. Every clip I see for Behind the B is electric.
Yeah. Well, do you know the full Tyler Seguin trade is like episode 1? Like, it's the funniest. The fact that you can the team's like, yeah, we're just gonna leave this on the internet. It's outrageous. Like you're sitting there like, no way. Oh my god. And you're just like watching them talk about it. You're like, don't do it. No, don't do that though. Like just don't do it. No, stop doing that. No. And then they're like, yeah, he's not a Bruin. So, it's gotta be it. And then the next scene is like Chiarelli almost crying because Nathan Horton out of nowhere was like, yeah, I'm out. Like I'm going to sign with Columbus. And Chiarelli, like he's gonna go. Like at one point, there's a scene where they pan to Chiarelli just looking out the window with his hands on his hips, like, and he's just like, oh my god! Episode 1, dude. Episode 1. It's unbelievable
for different reasons.
That guy sucks.
Yeah,
when he signed with Boston as the GM, he came from Ottawa. He was assistant GM here.
Yeah.
And what was his first move as GM?
Get Chara.
He signed Ottawa native Mark Savard and Ottawa Senator Zdeno Chara on the same day. That made me so mad. I literally cried. 13-year-old me, dude.
Damn.
That was the biggest. Oh, we can't have Spoke Z on. Pillsy, you got a quick final question for Z or what?
No, I'm all out of questions.
I got
nothing left here, guys. Oh, we're getting a surprise here. All right.
I don't know where this is going.
Me neither, to be perfectly honest.
It's not quite the same as should we do another spin? No, we won't do another.
No.
Dude, how much would you pay for one of these real size?
Yeah, that's a child's jersey.
I was like, wait, what?
Let's go.
That is sick.
Dude.
I can't even hear you guys right now. I wanted the reaction so bad. I'll have to go watch it by myself. Dude, this was 12-year-old me rock this like every day to school. Come on.
Dude.
This is one of their best logos all time. I know people in the chat have to.
Yeah. That's sick. Hey, if you're ever bored, just go look up when the lockout year when Chara went back to wherever.
Bingo?
No, he didn't go to Bingo, but Bingo was a wagon. They had Spezza led the league in scoring that year. Chris Neal was killing everybody.
Yeah.
And Chris Kelly.
2013, dude. Dude, like 2013, just go watch the fight. Like they're not supposed to be like really fighting, and Chara is pounding, dude. Like murdering guys. You're like, oh god, oh Jesus. Like it's the lockout year. Like everyone goes to Europe, puts up like tons of points. He's like, no, I'm just gonna beat the wheels off the entire league. Like he's just killing people. Very fun.
Oh, I was just typing a message. I just realized I could just say it to everyone. I appreciate every single person in the chat right now. Like, come on. You're here at this time after that game. We need
Misery loves company.
We need some serious stick that. You like that one, eh? Pillsy, you pulled it up. The Pillsy.
That's a good one.
The other day, Pillsy's take was that Owen Power, he'd still take over Jake Sanderson. Tough take on a Locked On Senators show.
Yeah, it was a tough take.
So everyone in the chat was going PI caps ZY, just giving him L's in the chat all over the place.
God, dude.
So now we're switching it because he's half asleep. Now it's just all the Z's there, and then we got the Z with the mix. Oh, dude, that's all good. You guys rule. Z, we got to do this again, man. Especially like if the Sens beat Vegas on Wednesday, like we're crediting you. That counts for the turnaround.
Yeah, no, it's the bump goes a little bit. You know, I was just here for Forsberg, and yeah, no, I'll take credit for that one. And then the number one overall pick, Bedard, turn franchises around, boys.
So you know what I'm thinking here? If they win against Vegas, how about a little? No, you're probably busy because you're actually in the States. Because up here we're like, hey, a 2 p.m. game or 3 p.m. Eastern game on Friday.
On a Thursday and Friday? Yeah, what?
Friday. Dude, Sens are in Anaheim on a Friday afternoon. What a tilt, dude. That's
yeah,
Bedard.
Dude.
You think CB 98 is going to be locked into that game?
Yeah, he's getting scouting.
Yeah. I mean, hey, his favorite player in the NHL, he's on record as saying it's Tyler Mott. We got Tyler Mott.
Yo, true.
He's about to pull a Eric Lindros. He's about to say, I'm only playing with Tyler Mott. That's my first left winger.
Can you
first
imagine?
guy. Shoot, I got to play with Motti. So
Bedard is just,
if not
averaging 700 shots on a goal a game.
That's his calling card, eh? Shoot for center.
Yeah, but like he literally does everything. And this year he's not like fighting, but he's like I don't know how the hell he got away with it. He slew-footed a kid the other day. Oh my god.
Yo, I might actually steal that parlay.
Wednesday parlay of the day. Dude, how about Erik Karlsson not scoring for me tonight? Like I lost every bet. I bet on the Sens tonight. Like how much of a loser am I? Like
so did I. I'm right there with you. After I told myself I wasn't going to do it, I told myself this money is not allocated for the Ottawa Senators any longer.
It doesn't make any sense. Z, I bet on
scared
the
money don't make money though.
Yeah,
you know
I bet on the Sens like 16 out of 18 games this year, and one of the games I didn't, they won. So that tells you where we're at right now. It's tough time. So I'm betting $2. Shout out betonline.net. I'm betting $2 on
responsibly.
Responsibly. I'm actually, if it's over plus 800, I'm not doing it because I think it's a waste. I'm betting $2 on every FIFA World Cup game to end in a draw. And so far, I've broken even after 2 days. So I'll keep.
And that was talking soccer.
I was talking soccer right here. For Spoke Z and Brandon Pillar, it's time for bet. Although we do see a caught right behind you, Pills? If not this week, though, Z, we'll get you back on. They play back to back against the New York Rangers next week, so that's gonna be some electricity. So there's always some fireworks when those two teams get together. You know what we might have to do though? We might have to call on you on Sunday night with Brendan Lemieux and Brady Tkachuk.
Oh.
A little something.
Please, dude.
So hopefully
that loser. Oh,
bad teammate, top 5, bad guy.
Bad teammate, bad guy. Top 5 ugliest dudes in the league. Straight up, just not a good looking fella.
God, he's just a complete brickhead. He's got nothing up there. Just bad guy, bad player. But what a joke he is.
What a joke he is.
What a joke he is. It's the funniest.
I had to chop that down. That was a 55-second answer from Brady. Let's hear it one more time.
I don't even know what he's thinking. He's just a complete brickhead. He's got nothing up there. Just bad guy, bad player. But what a joke he is.
Bad guy, also bad hockey player. The best part of that I didn't keep there in the clip was where he goes, what team's he on? Like, clock's ticking for him. Like, what's he got? 1 year left on his deal? Yeah, clock's ticking.
Babies don't even do that. Babies don't do that.
The sneaky funny, like weird. Yeah, we're signing off half an hour ago. Like the next day or like the next week and a half, Lemieux was like retweeting like tweets from teammates about how cool Brendan Lemieux is. Like he was doing his own PR, dude. He was like, yeah, no, great teammate. He's like, yeah, retweet that. See Brady. Like
here's the exact quote. We'll leave off with this. This is the one time I'm going to answer this. It's the most gutless thing anybody could ever do. This guy, you can ask any one of his teammates. Nobody ever wants to play with him. This guy's a bad guy and a bad teammate. He focuses on himself all the time. The guy's just a joke. He shouldn't be in the league. The guy's gutless. No other team wants him. He's going to keep begging to be in the NHL, but no other team's going to want him. He's an absolute joke. I can't even wrap my head around it. People don't do this. He's just a bad guy. It's outrageous. Kids don't do that. Babies do that. I don't know what he's thinking.
I don't even know what he's thinking. He's just a complete brickhead. He's got nothing up there. Just bad guy, bad player, but what a joke he is.
That's how it ends. Unbelievable stuff.
That's our captain.
That's our captain right there. A BU legend. BU legend.
He was trying to fight people in college hockey. He was so funny, dude. He was just a mutant.
I remember one of the early scouting reports I met, and it said there's not a scrum on the ice that Brady Tkachuk doesn't find himself in or start.
It's insane. Yeah, he was like, he could like smell them. He would be like facing the other way, and like he would just like hear someone like shoving a teammate. He's like, yo. And he was like, all right, like we're doing this. Like, oh, hey, finally, let's do it. Hey, anybody? Yeah. And he was like, just like ripping guys' masks off. Like, what do you like? Stop doing that. It's point per game. Keep the change.
Oh, thanks for coming out. Young Zachary saying that Brendan Lemieux must have been a cancer in the room in NYR in Winnipeg. I can tell you firsthand, he is not well liked in Winnipeg. The coaching staff, the organization, not a well liked guy, to say the least. Here, no wonder he was on his way out ASAP. I think he was in the Jacob Trouba trade. I think he was just a throw in. It's like Trouba and we'll give you him.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. It's 2 a.m. Cheers, everyone. We appreciate you. And 2 a.m. for me almost. You guys are wild. But this is the kind of cathartic therapy that you need when your hockey team has won 2 of 12 games. Meanwhile, Z's there with the spoked B over there with, what's that, 16-2? Where are you guys at?
17.
Oh.
2 losses, though, each to an Ontario team. That's kind of tough. Kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, that's sad.
What I tell you, Bruins, Senators, or Wild Senators, win-win. I can't lose. Either my team wins or I get sensed. So like,
yeah, you're fired up about getting sensed.
Oh, I love it.
Buddy, wait till Ridley Gregg comes up. That's the all-time
guys.
Individual.
Oh my God, no, he is sick and twisted.
And Tyler Clevin, like we haven't even gotten to like the real sickos of the rebuild. When Greg, Clevin, and Boucher are up, that's where this team is just going to be grim
with
reaper.
Brady. Like, oh man,
you know how insane it is that Brady Tkachuk could be like 4th or 5th on the team in like psycho level. Like that's nuts. You know, like the 5th best murderer on the team. It's Brady Tkachuk. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man.
Great. It's gonna be
all right, so we'll talk to you either on Sunday after the LA game because we got to get you and Martian. I love the banter between you two, so we got to get you guys on there 100%. So we'll have some fun, and for tonight, we just want to hope and pray that you can have a laugh at the Ottawa Senators' expense. I really believe that brighter days are ahead, and this sounds ridiculous with 2 wins in the last 12, but I really think the sale of this team is going to change the script a little bit of what we see. And how, like, I watched a clip. Did you see that Adam Nicholas guy is a complete mutant? Z, this video is right up your alley. I'm going to DM it to you. It's like a 6-minute mic'd up clip from Habs development camp. And they have more coaches on the ice than players. And I'm like, dude, we got like 5 former players. Like Jesse Winchester and Sean Donovan are humming around just 100 miles an hour, drafting their kids in the 5th round. And here the Habs got like 35 coaches. One of them's Marie-Philippe Poulin. Vinny Lecavalier's buzzing around out there. You're like, God, wouldn't that be nice? Hey, the weekend might get in on the sale too. So at least we'll have sick entertainment at the stadium. All right, we got to go. The Sens lose 5-1. We put in we put in a longer effort than the Ottawa Senators tonight, an hour, 20 minutes on the postcast. We appreciate every single one of you. Will DJ Smith still have a job at the end of this road trip? We'll get into those topics and more. But for tonight, we say goodbye for the Spoke Z. You can follow him on Twitter at Spoke Z and Brandon Pillar. I'm Ross Levitan, and this has been some version of the Locked On Senators postcast, your team every day.